もなくジュニア男子シングルショートプログラムの競技を開始いたします。演出の都合上、場内が暗くなりますので、どうぞお早めにお席にお着きください。
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the IG Arena in Nagoya. Tonight, some of the world's top figure skaters will take to the ice as we kick off the Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final 2025 with Junior Men's Short Program. During tonight's event, as a courtesy to our skaters, we kindly ask that you please refrain from flash photography and video camera lighting. Get ready because the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final 2025 is coming up. Thank you.
私らもついに独身生活終わるのか。
ね、前から話してたさ、アフリカ行く？
マジ？
ライオンと戯れて秘境にも行ってさ、現地の人とダンスすんの。
いいね。
無茶できるのも最後ですし、
今しかないですし。とか言って
でもお金がな。
アコムは三菱 UFJ フィナンシャルグループです。
初めてのアコム。
クロス C は誰かのためじゃなく自分のためにつけるもの。この時計は今日の私らしさ。シチズンクロス C 桜ピンク。クロス C は誰かのためじゃなく自分のためにつけるもの。この時計は今日の私らしさ。シチズンクロス C 桜ピンク。
Hello everyone and welcome to Nagoya, Japan. The fourth largest city in Japan, has a population of just about 2.3 million. This is the Junior Grand Prix final. It is the top 6 in each discipline. It is the best of the best going head to head as we close out the first half of the skating season. Welcome into a brand new arena here in Nagoya. I'm Ted Barton along with friend and colleague and resident expert Mark Henready. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Ted. And as we see sights of this amazing city, this is a location where so many wonderful, celebrated, successful Japanese skaters hail from, the likes of Midori Ito, Shoma Uno, Mao Asada. So there is a sense of great heritage of wonderful skating in this location. And now there will be wonderful skating inside that incredible IG arena on screen now.
Yeah, this arena just opened up in early July. It has hosted 3 events. The first event was a sumo wrestling, sold out, obviously. And we have a seating capacity here for this event of around 10,000. It will be sold out tomorrow and the next day. A little sparse today, of course. It's early in the week on a Thursday. But for this exciting event, it's going to be really interesting. We love the junior and senior Grand Prix final, Mark, because you know, just 6 athletes and the best of the best.
Truly the best of the best, and an absolute celebration of the potential next generation as we look ahead to the men's short program. We're getting a little insight into the skaters that could go on to become the champions on the greatest stage of all, and certainly the Olympic Games is a big talking point in and around this venue for the 2026 Milano Games, but the skaters still competing now in the junior event will be looking ahead to the 2030 Winter Olympics in Lyon.
Now, Mark, you have to think that the favorites coming into this event is, of course, the current World Junior Champion, Rio Nakata of Japan, and previous World Junior Champion and current World Silver Medalist, Minkyu Seo of Korea.
And actually, since we last saw them competing on the Junior Grand Prix, we have had different experiences because Rio Nakata has unfortunately had an injury which has ruled him out of training for a long time. So his form, although good, may be jeopardized by the injury, whereas Minkyu Seo has just very successfully competed at the President Cup in Korea, where he landed his quadruple salto for the first time. So the competition between those two illustrious men could be more close than ever.
Well, Rio Nakata will skate last, and he is a determined young man. Injury or not, he's going to fight every inch of the way, of course, and it'll be an exciting battle as we take a look at the starting order. As you said, of the just 6 in the event, it goes by so quickly.
Oh, and especially now we had 2 groups in the pair short program as we see the judges and the referee on screen, whereas the singles event you can have the 6 skaters all sharing the 6-minute warm-up.
And of course we take just a moment to thank all the officials in this event and the technical panel there. You see that at the bottom of the graphic on the screen for all the time that they've committed to the sport and all the work and examinations they have to take to get here. Here we go. We're going to get started on the men's short program here in the Junior Grand Prix final. As we mentioned in the pairs, a pretty exciting introduction for these juniors who have never experienced this. So you see a little bit backstage, athletes getting ready to take to the ice.
From Belgium.
Representing Belgium, our first skater, Denis Krouglov. Yeah, there you go. And representing the United States of America, Lucius Kazanecki. So looking at the cameras, waving, exciting moment for these young skaters. Much more to come as they move into seniors, of course. From Japan, Taiga Nishino.
From the Republic of Korea, Habin Choi.
Habin Choi from the Republic of Korea. That's great for the jumpers in the back.
Oh, just amazing. And so you can almost hear and feel the energy of the drums right up in our commentary booth.
Also representing the Republic of Korea, Minkyu Seo, challenger for the title here.
From Japan.
And the current junior world champion from Japan, Rio Nakata.
We have a real mix of experience in this group of 6 men, with the likes of Minkyu Seo and Rio on screen now being seasoned campaigners at the Grand Prix final, whereas Denis Krouglov, who opens the event in his first Junior Grand Prix final experience.
And he had a great season, Dennis did.
He really has, and indeed he's the first Belgian man to medal at the Junior Grand Prix in almost a quarter of a century. And since the Junior Grand Prix, as we see Dennis on screen now, he then went on to win the Volvo Open again after taking that title last year. So he has medaled at every event that he's competed at this season, which is very exciting.
And he might medal here.
Absolutely.
Not a possibility, that's for sure.
And that would be, we want to celebrate all the skaters and celebrate personal best ideally for all, but there is a little bit of extra excitement for a skater from a less celebrated nation. That's always quite exciting.
There he is. He'll skate first, and they have a 6-minute warm-up, but generally this first skater will probably just take about 5 minutes to warm up. Give themselves
Conserving their energy.
今シーズンは3年ぶりにジュニアグランプリシリーズに出場し、トルコ大会で3位。UAE 大会ではショートプログラム
Lucius Kazanecki from the United States, and what a surprise season he had.
Yeah, and he was one of the last to secure his spot at this final. He was third in Ankara and then won the final stage of the Junior Grand Prix Series in Abu Dhabi. And thus booked his ticket.
We did an interview with him in the Kiss and Cry, and he was so surprised and shocked and anxious as he watched the scores, as he watched him climb that, and grab a medal.
And he was in the position whereby he really had to win to secure that place, and it wasn't a guaranteed expectation, but he absolutely delivered. With quadruple jumps, that which we will not see as we see Taiga Nishino on screen now. He, like the other skaters, not using quadruple jumps in the short program. That's not allowed.
They're pretty equal playing field with that rule.
And thus it really does allow us to look at the quality and the program component scores to differentiate the men in the short program. We know that they will all be using triple axels, not all of which will be as quality as Taiga
and
just delivered.
It's interesting you call that a technical program, and yet the results of that probably based on PCs more because the playing field is level.
Yeah, and as we look now on screen to the next skater, Habin Choi, then again, just to differentiate, so the program component scores marked, or the program component scores marked are that of composition, presentation, and skating skills. So the judges will be scrutinizing based on their criteria. The composition, how the programs are built in relation to the music. The presentation is how the skater showcases their investment in the music and in the program itself. And the skating skills are the fundamental control of the blade and the body as we look to Minkyu Seo.
Well, this is a former junior world champion, silver medalist last year. He would like to get back on top of the podium, but there's someone in the way. Rio Nakata of Japan. But it's a new year.
And as I say, the event that he competed at, the domestic event, the President's Cup, which he competed in last week, showcased some wondrous best ever skating from Minkyu, not just using the quadruple taco, but also he was triumphant in that competition and posted some huge scores, which certainly could rival that of the man on screen now, Rio Nakata, who is, I think with Rio, he's just such a great character. He's a wonderful skater, but I love the, he gives me a little of the same kind of energy of Ilya Malinin, some wonderful bravado and
okay, you took my sentence because he reminds me of, a young Ilya, and I saw Ilya when he was a junior on the Junior Grand Prix, of course, as well. He's got a bravado. He's gained confidence for sure. They were both great skaters, but they made mistakes early on in this and due over exuberance. But now they've got it under control, or he has it under control.
And interesting, as we look to the final two competitors in this group, Minkyu Seo and Rio Nakata, they both have parents on their coaching staff, and that's something that obviously Ilya Malinin, the favourite for the men's senior event, has as well. And it's just a really fascinating insight into the dynamics of the differences between coach and student, whether they are family member or not. Everybody, of course, doing all that they can to invest in the success of the skaters that will be competing.
I think stories of just last year when Rio Nakata won in Wuxi in China, and he had snuck his father's costume to Pirate of the Caribbean that he had worn. And he wore it on the podium to surprise and honor of his father, who was also his coach.
And the case for Rio, as I'm sure has been, well, certainly was the case for some of the pairs skaters competing. Other family members have come to Nagoya, Japan to support as well. And you know, any of you were listening to us on the Junior Grand Prix series earlier in the year, you know our appreciation for the commitment that the families make to facilitate these performances, because there are and have to be huge family sacrifices to facilitate competing at this stage and being as good as these athletes are.
And one of the great joys that we experience on the Junior Grand Prix is getting to meet some of these athletes' parents and their appreciation for everything that their federations and the ISU is doing. And they get to travel along in some cases to watch their children chase a dream and all the hard work. They see it at home. They drive the kids to the rink. They drive them back. They take them to school. All those things that a parent would always do for their kids who pursue excellence in any discipline. And when you see them here with such joy on their face and such pride,
absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
The warm-up is over. Skaters, please leave the ice.
And we know a lot of the parents who have skaters on the Junior Grand Prix are probably watching this broadcast and you know, excited for their kids to go to their national championships, perhaps the Junior Worlds, and pursue this next season. As we take a look at our first skater in the Junior Men's Short Program, representing Belgium, Denis Krouglov.
Denis having this brilliant season as he is, keeping it real though in Nagoya, Japan. He's got school exams coming up next week, so has to study whilst he's here, so balancing both academia and skating brilliance.
75.30, his season's best in the short program, as he will skate to Backstage Romance for Moulin Rouge. Wow, what a great way to start the short program here, Mark.
Well, Denis Krouglov from Belgium actually comes into this Junior Grand Prix final with the lowest season's best of the 6 men, but that performance certainly sets a strong statement to the 5 remaining competitors, and this a short program piece of music that was suggested to him last season, but Denis himself didn't feel really ready for it until now, and that was just a wonderful opening to this men's short program.
Well, you can see after the triple loop in the step sequence, there was a smile that came to his face and a feeling of confidence and resiliency and enjoyment all coming together at one moment.
And, you know, we've referenced frequently that this is his first Junior Grand Prix final event, and he doesn't seem at all overawed by the occasion. There's his forever coach, Leslie Stewart. She must be nervous just by being here, having invested so much into her charge on the ice. And it's a completely family commitment. His mother makes his costumes.
He opens up with this triple axel. Made it look so easy, so solid on that landing. Gave him great confidence as he backs up into this triple lutz. Let's take a look at the landing there. Cleaning the system up with the triple toe, a little forward, but gets the free leg back right in time and has a strong landing.
And working with Tom Dixon and Romain Gazav, and they were also invested. And this is in Belgium, they don't have the optimal training environment that some of the other athletes have with ice availability through the off season. But Romain, one of their coach and choreographer, was just explaining what respect there is between both Denis, Coach Leslie, and the skater, and they've obviously, well, that was
a big
the result of that.
Yeah, it's great. Both athlete and coach just thrilled with the work they put in and the result that they have as far as the performance goes. 75.30 is this season's best. We'll see what this short program brings. A little shy of that, but it's a 74.29. Nods of approval from both coach and athlete. First skater out in the men's short.
Everything we want. Clean skate.
Yeah.
Can we have 5 more of those through
Please.
the event, please?
Let's order that up right now.
Well done.
Our next skater represents the United States of America, Lucius Kazanecki.
Representing the United States of America.
Lucius having immeasurably greater success on the Junior Grand Prix International Circuit this year, hoping to continue that at the final.
Well, this has been a breakout season. Confidence and quality the skater has gained from the Junior Grand Prix. He'll skate to Interstellar by Hans Zimmer.
America's Lucius Kazanecki follows up with the same kind of success that we saw already from Denis Krouglov from Belgium. Another clean skate. Just looking at the change set spin that's in for review, that currently has no value, so the technical panel just assessing that. But Lucius, I believe and sense, delivering a really accurate reflection of where he's at with that performance.
I was wondering about that camel spin because of the free leg.
Yeah, it's just the change set that's now
the change set, sorry, here. Yeah.
Under review currently. However, as he leaves the ice towards Roman Skonyakov, his coach, I'm sure they will be more than satisfied with that skate, especially, again, given the enormity of the occasion, because it's not just the final, but it's a huge arena in a nation that's so appreciative of skating. So
well, he handled the pressure just beautifully.
It's the flying sit spin. It went in the system as a change.
That was it, yeah.
A little mistakey.
You have two elements in the minus GOE, so losing a few points for the quality or the lack of quality in the flying sit spin and the change combo spin at the end of the program. There's the triple axel. It was a beauty. Great flow in the landing.
And this clean skate gives us the chance to really dig deep into then the quality, as you say, and be able to differentiate the competitors here, because Lucius has delivered a clean skate. Now, how much of the program component scores will be different to that which we're seeing now and that which we'll see from the leaders? Yeah,
looking at the skating skills, his skating skills a little bit higher than Denis.
But in the high sixes range, and I suspect that we'll see high sevens from the last competitors as we see some of the sports presentation.
73.01 is season's best in the short program. We'll see how close he comes to that score. There's Roman Skonyakov, of course, Roman, the father of Ilya Melanin.
It's a little warm-up for Roman before his son competes.
Short program scores 72.13 for Lucius. And that'll put him currently in the second place. Good skate. There is our next skater. Deep breath. Final moments. Fist pump. Taiga Nishino.
And last year, Taiga was in 9th and 6th place at his Junior Grand Prix. Now, he's a winner already in the Grand Prix series, so showcasing massive strides of progress over the past 12 months.
He'll skate to Such a Night by Michael Bublé.
It was a night, oh what a night, it was really was such a night. Oh, the moon was bright, oh how bright it was, really was such a night. Oh, the land was lined with stars above. When she kissed me, I had to fall in love. It was a kiss, ooh, it was a kiss, it was, really was such a kiss. Oh, how she would kiss, oh, what a kiss, it was, really was such a kiss. Just the thought of her lips set me afire. I reminisce, I'm filled with desire. But I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. How well I remember, I'll always remember. and my love was born. But before that dawn, yes, before that dawn, oh, before that dawn, ooh, such a
Well, Mark, what a fun program. Great energy all the way.
Yeah, and it really is such a brilliant program. Now, last week, when competing at the Japanese Junior National Championships, this program for Taiga Nishino got very close to 80 points.
Wow.
And it just begs the question, having also seen in practice and in the warm-up such glorious triple axels from Taiga, whether the enormity of the occasion, the fact that it's a big arena, that it's a home audience, there could be a whole host of factors playing into the pressure that
there's such adrenaline for these young men, or the young skaters in this event, but in junior, because they don't have the experience yet how to temper.
Yes.
You want that energy, but you need to temper it. And you're just anxious to get out there, and it looked like he just shoved that triple axel just a little bit too much on the takeoff. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But really strong choreography, great performance. He kept the energy throughout the program for the most part. Let's take a look at the triple loop at the top of the program. That was pretty nicely done. It is on the quarter, though.
Yeah.
Just a slight under rotation. That'll affect the GOE, the quality of that element. That's in the minus. And here is a look at the triple flip. Let's watch that landing. That looked pretty good, but the triple toe loops on the quarter. Watch the landing right there. You can see that foot is under rotated, plus the free foot has to touch the ice as well. So he's losing about 2.2 on that one element.
And even now, as we watch the replays, part of the live audience experience is to hear from the skater himself, and Taiga, at just 16 years of age, has to analyze and detail his reaction to that performance to an arena. So there are so many new experiences as well for the athletes.
There's no hiding in the kiss and cry for sure when they have the mic right after the performance, good or bad, and you have to verbalize. Not easy at all. Short program scores for Taiga Nishino from Japan. It's a 64.01, and that'll put him currently into third place. And there is our next competitor, big smiles. Being sent off by the coach, anxious to get going. Here he is, representing the Republic of Korea, Habin Choi.
And Habin skating to music from a famous Korean movie about the Korean War, and this was actually the music he used for his free skate last season, but rearranged to be a short program piece this year. Korea's Habin Choi last week was so brilliant at an event in Korea, and indeed he won the short program above Yoon Kwan Cha, former world senior medalist, just a week ago. But this performance wasn't what he was hoping for, and again it just poses these questions, because for the junior athletes perhaps it's just amassing more experience, perhaps in this instance because for the Koreans and the Japanese skaters who had to compete in prestigious events domestically last week, maybe this fatigue.
Yeah, I really think it's the moment. You know, it's such a big stage, a beautiful arena. The cameras, we were talking about that, how many cameras are around here. It's exciting, but it also pushes that adrenaline level a little higher than normal. And it's hard to control and bring your heart rate down as a junior without that experience. And this is an experience getting gained right now.
And there has to be another consideration for these junior men, because they'll have some pride in showcasing their talent in front of the skaters in the senior event who they aspire to compete alongside. Their triple loop was good.
Yeah, and I think, Mark, we'll see that in the free program. Usually when these short programs go a little awry, they fight back in the free. I think we'll see that. They're all good skaters, no question there. You see a little twizzle here.
And that, you know, when we look back at some of the step sequence and the body movement, that will indisputably be the difference between what we see in the juniors and the seniors. More body control, more body refinement of position.
Yeah, exactly. Pointed toes, stretched free legs, better posture. You can see the disappointment right away on his face with that element step out. That was costly. Season best is 78.53. He'll fall quite short of that score on this night.
The score was.
Those young skaters come in with such high expectations and hopes, and tough skate here, 70.94 for Habin, and that will put him currently in the third place.
70.94 is currently third place.
There is our next skater, looking pretty cool, pretty confident, pretty experienced, Mark. And there is Minkyu Seo from Korea.
And earlier this year, from March, his main rink had been closed due to construction, so he's been training in different locations in different places. He also was previously skating to Shardas in an attempt to continue to push himself musically and choreographically. However, just didn't connect it, didn't feel quite as comfortable, so he has returned to the music from his short program last year. Minkyu will skate to Moonlight Sonata.
Well, Mark, a nice clean program of skating skills and this.
So inspired by the great skater that is Patrick Chan from Canada, and Patrick part of his choreography team. And for me, the change foot combo spin was just so masterfully musical that each difficult feature was on point brilliantly, and that led into the step sequence as well.
Particularly that heel feature, right on.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was great. That's a small detail that maybe other people don't pick up. Judges picked that up for sure. We saw that as well.
And sometimes for the skaters, the choreographers will of course be mindful of the musicality, but it's making it so indisputably evident that it forces the panel to see it. Sometimes subtleties are lost, but to me that change foot combination spin, each feature, each change of position was just so perfectly on point, so it transcended the level requirements.
He was just effortless throughout the program with his skating skills. He just covered the ice with speed and flow, into and out of. We look at the triple axel, look at the speed, taking off on that edge, and the speed continued on the landing position. Beautiful.
And even here, looking invested, and that part of the consideration for the presentation for the judges, how the skaters invested musically. Here, triple loop. Lovely back outside running edge there into the inside spread eagle, showcasing each of these slow-mos as his coaches applaud ringside, really showcasing everything that the judges will want to see.
And don't think that spins don't take a lot of energy, flexibility, and strength. And they're so important to that total score. As we take a look at the triple flip, maybe a bit of a mispick on that takeoff, but gets through the first triple flip up to the triple toe loop, earning 11.66 points for that one element.
And that too, the skid within the step sequence, and every one of the steps within the step sequence was musically attentive. And that really justifying the return to Moonlight Sonata, which is, I mean, I love Moonlight Sonata, but it's hard to interpret well when you use such a renowned piece. It's so linked to Katerina Gordeva, Sergei Grinkov, Olympic champions. It's hard to live up to with the previous experiences, but I thought for a 17-year-old that was very, very well delivered.
Oh yeah, because I thought you were going a different direction here. I was going to say, wait a minute, we're going to end up
disagree.
Fisticuffs, right? Yeah. No, that was great. Very sensitive to the music. It was beautiful. And let's take a look. The score, season best, 84.82. That puts Minkyu Seo from Korea in the lead. One skater to come. But that skater is the current world junior champion.
And actually, from our viewing point, I could see the world junior champion applauding the score that he has just heard. So Rio Nakata, yet to be seen on screen, is mindful of what Minkyu Seo has just done.
There he is, father and son. Such an incredible story. An incredible skater, but this is a big moment. He saw the score, he heard the audience, he applauded it himself, and now it's his turn.
And as I mentioned during warm-up, Rio Nakata hasn't had the optimal preparation since we saw him last on the Junior Grand Prix. Has had a stress fracture, preventing him from training for a couple of months, but he's an absolute fighter.
Well, his top score in the short program this season, 88.72. That's the mark you'll want right now. Well, that was a wow.
And it's so wonderful to see that reaction, because Rio Nakata has had to contain some of the excitement that he has had in performances, and now he's managed to keep the performance level appropriate to the music till the conclusion of said music, and now you can see how he truly feels. And we built up perhaps the competition between Rio and Minkyu Seo, but Rio Nakata isn't here to compete with others. He's here to compete with the junior world record score. That's something that he has articulated. He wants to be, vying to take the best ever score in a short program by a junior man's competitor, and that an indication as to the kind of brain space that this aspiring young man has.
And what you can see is the experience that he has gained over the last few seasons applied here at a big moment on a big stage in front of a home audience to keep himself under control all the way. Not just technically, of course, he did a great job there, but as you mentioned, right to the music as well with the PCs in mind. And he gained about over 8 points on the quality on the GOEs. He's adding that to the base value. So we should see a pretty good score here, Mark.
Yeah, and he was so frustrated last year to be third. The triple axel was so wonderful and glorious here. So many times the skaters will scratch a little bit in the landing, or they'll have a slight change of edge, but the running edge on the landings of both the axel and the loop.
This was a beauty. Look at the air time and the flow in that landing. There was no snow whatsoever as he came back down to the ice. As we see some of the moves here, he was focused, isolated movement with the arms and the head, in coordination with the music, the triple flip, three-leg back, up into the toe loop, great height. Great work.
And his short program score earlier this year in Riga was 88.72. I believe that the highest ever short program score for a junior man was by the brilliant Ilya Malinin, who we'll see later on in the senior event, of 88.99. Now, just looking at the feedback we have on screen now, it does fall a little short, but certainly Rio Nakata is delivering a consistency that sets himself up for the transcendence to the senior ranks
and Mark,
next
for
year.
juniors, he's in the 8s for the PCs, and that's a great score for program components at this stage of his career.
And his father, of course, joins him in the kiss and cry, as well as Katsuki Nakinama. And this is interesting. So this is his team. He loves baseball, and his baseball player's banner he was going to lift because they've supported him. So his favorite teammates or team have sent messages of support to him as well.
That is pretty cool. 86.48 for Rio Nakata of Japan. He takes the lead after the short program. They look pretty happy with that. I think they were hoping for a bigger score.
Yeah.
Going for that record. Not to be on this night, but he's in the lead by over 2 points, or just by around 2 points.
And particularly impressive given the stress fracture that he's had to deal with since we last saw him on the Junior Grand Prix as well.
You wouldn't be able to tell.
No.
He looked very strong and very confident, not protecting anything. As sometimes you can see as we take a look at the results in the men's short program, sometimes you can tell a little bit of hesitation, but there was no hesitation for Rio.
No, I think, if anything, perhaps Rio Nakata, with the adrenaline that he seems to possess and the energy that he has showcased before, perhaps a little bit of caution, maybe good to contain that.
He used to use all his energy on everything, and here he knew exactly how to temper the energy in each one of those technical elements, not to get out of control. So that was a great job by Rio Nakata to take the lead here. Pretty exciting, and the audience was great for all the athletes.
Yeah, really great audience, an appreciative, educated audience that I think will grow in volume and numbers and support because we get ever closer to the Japanese skaters who will be competing in the senior events as well.
And Mark, as we were walk around the concourse and see all the fans here buying the flags to represent all the other countries, and they're so excited to be here. It's such wonderful energy. They love the sport, they know the sport, and they appreciate the athletes.
And the athletes are so grateful. I know that so many of the athletes were very excited to know that the Grand Prix final would happen in Japan. And indeed, Japan has held more Grand Prix finals than any other nation now. 6 times that Japan has hosted the junior and senior Grand Prix final.
A lot of events come to Japan because they're so well run.
And here we look at the top 3 after the short program, and what an accomplishment for Leslie Stewart, the coach, and Denis Krouglov, the skater, because As I mentioned during the performance, he had the lowest scores coming into the event, but the skate that he delivered to open this men's short program absolutely justifies his medal-winning position after the first portion of the competition.
And in second, after the short program, as we see Denis just finish, Minkyu Seo from Korea, perfectly on the music, wonderful skating skills. Excellent spins as well. He's less than 2 points away from Rio Nakata, the world junior champion, so he's in the hunt for that title. And it'll be quite a battle in the free program.
And as you see the closing position and reaction from Minkyu Seo, we now look to father and son there, Rio Nakata. And incidentally, Rio, as we look back at this wonderful performance that he delivered when he competed on the Junior Grand Prix Series this year, he didn't compete against any other of the men who've qualified here for the final. So you could argue that we didn't quite know where he stood in comparison, but his brilliance as the reigning junior world champion is corroborated and confirmed as he leads the field after the first section.
You gotta love the Grand Prix final. Just 6 athletes head-to-head. That was exciting indeed. As that completes our coverage of the junior men's short program. Up next, the junior women's. You won't want to miss that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
よく右手でそのタバコを持つポーズをしているんですけれども、このビジョンを見ていただいた通り、右手が黒になっているんですよね。なので白いリンクにこの黒い
していってください。以上、アンバサダーがお届けしました。それではこの後も競技をお楽しみください。この後はジュニア女子シングル選手紹介です。